Well, welcome to the Alaskan channel. Today I don't have an opening shtick like that millennial farmer guy where he always videotapes his dogs fighting, which is kind of cute, you know. I get it. I got nothing. I gotta walk down. Check this out. This is a low tide ramp here. We're gonna change the oil on that 1979 uniflite. Look at this. Not even a minus. It's close to a zero minus tide. Anyway, today we're on the Kingfisher, which is this 37 uniflite. We worked on the Stellar J, this boat we got last year. Pretty good. It's a little older, but it's got newer engines, and we're going to change the oil on them. There's some Volvos. They're the TAMD 40As, but you should see all the crap I got to get together just to unload, just to do the oil change. You know, just to poke a little more fun at this millennial farmer guy, he pulls out his little trolley, goes under in his shiny green tractor that doesn't have one speck of rust on it, no dirt, no dust, no. And then, I mean, it's like a Jiffy Lube deal, you know. Well, you're gonna realize, see the on your hands and knees boat oil change today on the Alaskan channel. So these engines here, we got all the of course floorboards out and all that, and these are TAMD 41s. TAMD, turbo aftercooled marine diesel. That's what that stands for. Anyway, you can't drain, there's not enough room to drain the oil pan down below there, so what we do is we actually suck the oil out. In this case, the previous owners were smart enough to put in a pipe or tube to suck the oil out. Change the oil, we're going to change the fuel filters. It's just so much fun. So if you're one of those people that sits around like me watching YouTube videos of other people work on your boat or equipment, planes, hey, you might enjoy this video. If not, move along. So we use very sophisticated system. Let me put a drill on here. Find that. They design these engines to go in trucks and everything, but there's never any room in a stupid boat to get a catchment under there. So you would think, you know, you could put a little tray or something under here. Obviously the filter on this engine's back behind there underneath the heat exchanger. I just have to lay on the engine and reach down behind there. So it's almost guarantee you're gonna put I'm allergic to my own nonsense. Anyway, I usually write on my filter when I change it. This was changed almost a year ago, 10/1/20. So come up a little bit. Whoop. How about that? Knock the camera in the bilge. Move this over here. Oh yeah, isn't that great? Look at that. You're gonna see the full force of my grip. Watch the oil drill drop into the. So you gotta let it drop into the bilge as you. Oh, and then of course there's the drill. There's the drop. I really think they should. Engineers should have to design the engine for an installation like this where you have to service the engine with no room, like the belts or water pump or the heat exchanger. And they'd, oh, you can do that. Maybe that's an engine that you can service everything on one side. Oh God, I've cussed the engineers. Eat your heart out, millennial farmer, you wussy. Your nice paved shop. Try this laying over the top of the hot engine, reaching back there with one, not even my dominant hand, by the way, this is my left hand. Oh my God, that's the grip of a well-used left hand. Oh, and there goes the oil into the bilge. Let's see if we can get this out without it dropping into the bilge. Well, I took out the, that's an interesting situation. I took out the little threaded coupler that it threads into. I think I could just do the reverse anyway. So now we're going back on, and there's this, I don't know where they teach this and what school, but for some reason, as a guy that grew up commercial fishing, they always taught you to put a little dab of oil on that rubber seal, so that, I think it's so that it doesn't bond too tightly to the engine and then cause an issue. So there you go. That was the easy one. That was for the millennial farmer, the one that's just right there, clean, everything's nice. Zach. Actually, I find that show fairly entertaining, only because I know nothing about growing soybeans and farming. So we're just going to do the reverse. We'll just thread this in here and then thread this whole thing into the engine. Oh, hallelujah. It's for you, Zach. That's for you, millennial farmer. Oh, okay. Okay. Woo. That wasn't that bad. I made it a lot worse than it was. So I bought some, I'm not advertising for Delo, but this is on sale, you know. Oil's crazy. One of these, I think was, one of these 50, they're like $15 a gallon. So well, you know, I guess that doesn't sound too bad. If it means that it's going to take $50 in oil to fill up this engine. Got oil, we got the fuel filters changed. We're going to start them up. Hopefully we got enough fuel in the filters to not cause problems, but here we go. Pressure came up, that's good. Oil pressure came up. Well, we change those fuel filters. Problem is you can't see back. We'll have to inspect behind there to make sure the oil filter isn't leaking. This one's not leaking. For a little bit, come up to temperature, check for leaks, and that is, then we got to check the zincs, then we're going to wash the engines, just get some of the oil splatter off. In such a way that you can see if there's any leaks or corrosion or things like that, so I got a bunch of, but this one I noticed we must have overfilled this summer, because so we'll put some degreaser on the whole thing. Oh, that's good stuff. And then we'll just okay, if you stayed with me this long, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You need to get a life or get a boat and do all this on your own. So, one of the last little maintenance items that Mr. Millennial Farmer doesn't have to take care of on these marine engines, as I've said in other videos, they use salt water as your radiator. Essentially, the salt ocean water takes the heat away in these heat exchangers. Well, a basic phenomena on marine applications is you can get what they call electrolysis. That's electrical stray current in the salt water going through your heat exchangers, which can eat the metals away. And so what they've done, at least on this motor or these motors, is they've put a zinc anode in there, which the stray current will eat, shall we say, or break down instead of your heat exchanger. So I'm going to check those now as we just to kind of do your annual maintenance. Stuff can get growing in there if you're not careful, because it is salt water and it has plankton in it. So out comes this. We're gonna get the seat. Oh, I probably should shut the seat. Oh, so there you go. So I mean, that's probably needs to be replaced. It's about half eaten. It's doing its job, which we want. This is the salt water draining out. So I inadvertently filled up the memory card, so I wasn't able to go through all the details of the finish of the project. But today I'm just going to recap. We did replace the zincs on the heat exchangers. One little trick on that, if you're not, those little plugs here have the zincs in them and you can't get them out, so I put them in muriatic acid and it eats all the zinc out, and then you can put the new zincs in there. Anyway, we replaced the oil and fuel filters, the rake cores on the main engines back in there. We drained those, put new elements in there. We did the Onan genset rake core and oil. And oops, that concludes the kind of oil and maintenance project here on the Kingfisher 37 uniflite. Look how lovely that day is. Nice rainy windy day here in Ketchikan. Fall has arrived. Thanks for watching.